Our ride today is a 2011 Ford Mustang. Huge story for Ford this year around. The V6 is going to give you 305 horsepower and 31 miles a gallon. And then there's the GT500. The GT500, 550 horsepower, and will cost you around $50,000. That's great for an American icon and an American muscle car. There's so much in this vehicle to get excited about. We'll take a look inside and out, and we'll take a look at that new incredible power plant. The hood is open on the 2011 Ford Mustang, and our young friend from Ford is here. Lance, this engine is big news, right?
It is, Nick, and first off, thank you for having me. This is the all-new 3.7-liter, 305 horsepower, 280 foot-pounds of torque V6 engine.
And now there's some great fuel economy, and the fact is over 300 horsepower. What did you guys get the fuel economy up to?
Well, Nick, through the use of our twin independent variable camshaft timing, we've enabled this engine to achieve 31 miles per gallon highway.
A muscle car that does 31 miles a gallon with all that power. The V6 is a big story, what's also a big story is the V8. Tell me about that engine.
Well, we're very excited, especially for the Mustang fans out there. We've brought back the 5-liter.
And the 5-liter, what sort of horsepower and what sort of torque are we talking about?
Well, on the 5-liter, you get up to 412 horsepower and 390 foot-pounds of torque.
Now, great engines in both of these vehicles. Big news, making a lot of stir around the country. Tell me about what transmission we're using to put that power onto the road.
With either engine, you have the option of a 6-speed manual or the 6-speed automatic transmission.
Now, I have drag tested this car on the strip in Los Angeles, and I had a great time doing it against its competition, and I'm glad to say it smoked the competition. The other thing that's great about this vehicle is the fact that the V6 is such great fuel economy, but you get in that V8 and the Mustang thrill, the Mustang sound is still there. Lands on the exterior of this vehicle, it still holds a lot of that great Mustang look and feel from years gone past. And although this hasn't had significant changes, there are some changes for 2011, right?
Absolutely. Primarily with respect to the body style, a lot of the changes were made in 2010. The changes from 2010 to 2011 were more functional rather than aesthetic. Our engineers spent extensive time in the wind tunnel, and as a result, we modified the front air dam as well as sealing the rear deck lid.
Now, one of the things I like is the fact that safety is always a big thing for Ford, and you've actually added something to the mirrors as standard.
Correct. We have new blind spot mirrors that appear on all trim levels for the 2011 model.
Now, Lance, on the inside of this vehicle, it's very well designed and really nicely put together, but the features which you can't necessarily see that you can explain are outstanding. Let's talk about the MyKey system.
MyKey is terrific, especially for those parents out there. You can actually program the key so that this vehicle will not go over 80 miles per hour. The stereo output will be reduced to 44%. The stereo will not function at all unless the seat belts are buckled, and it will disallow the disablement of the traction control system.
So your kid actually has a key to the car or has his own Mustang, you can program it so forces them to be more responsible. Now, the other thing is too, we've always had a great interior lighting feature in Fords, and especially in the Mustang of the last few years. Now, this time around, you've actually added something if you redline the vehicle, haven't you?
As you stated, Nick, you can configure the instrument panel basically to whatever color combinations you'd like. However, when you hit redline on this vehicle, the instrumentation panel will flash red.
Now, the inside is much smoother and it's always been really refined, but it's getting more refined as years go on, and now what is a real solid American muscle car is so easy and simple to drive and has all of those luxury elements as well. Wise to buy the 2010 Ford Mustang? It's got to be a start with that engine. Let's talk about class-leading fuel economy. 31 miles a gallon on the highway for the V6. Let's talk about class-leading power. 305 horsepower, the first in a production vehicle. And then you can go up, you can get the V8, you can get safety, you can get all the technology. What you're getting here is sedan-style fuel economy, sports car size power in a true American muscle car. Let's take a look at the MSRP. The 2011 Ford Mustang has a 3.7-liter V6 engine, a 6-speed manual transmission, and the base price $22,145. Our in-studio version was $31,375. The EPA rates this as 19 in the city and 31 on the highway.